Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. Love with all your heart.
Go ahead and open one of these bad boys real quick. What's going on YouTube, and welcome back to another video. If you are new to the channel, my name is Corey, also known as Soul Focus. Welcome to my channel. So today in this video, it's going to be a little bit different. Not talking about sneakers today. I'm actually talking about my experience with the tattoo I just got. A little impromptu video, nothing written down. I just wanted to talk with you guys about this experience, how much this means to me, why I know that I'll never regret it, and maybe a little motivation for anyone out there that's looking to get one or maybe get a new one, and they can watch this video and feel a little more confident in their decision. I don't know, do you like videos like this? And just kind of give you some insight of some experiences I've had, and we'll see how this goes. So I would say for the longest time that I can remember, pretty much ever since I turned 18 years old, I always wanted to get a tattoo. Now, with that being said, I wasn't necessarily living under my parents' house, but I was still living by their rules. They were helping me out with college, cars, housing, stuff like that along the way. The old parental rules, you live under my house, you live by my rules. And my parents, I wouldn't say that they hate tattoos, they just weren't too fond of them, which is fine. I completely understand. And for the longest time, I never got them. As I got older and was out of the house and out of college, I still contemplated getting this tattoo. It was going to be a process. So of course you can kind of see it right here, but I always wanted to get one full sleeve just on my left arm, basically keep this right arm clean. That was my idea. That was my concept for the longest time. I just felt like I could never really put pen to paper with the idea. So I had a grandma that passed whenever I was younger. Her name was Rose. That was my dad's mom. So I know I wanted to incorporate some sort of floral idea, but I'm like, I don't really just want to stick a rose on my arm and just like call it good. I want something a little more in depth. And it's not to say that every tattoo has to have a meaning. I'm not saying that, because I know plenty of friends of mine and people that I know that have tattoos just because they wanted to get tattoos or they saw something that was cool. Maybe something that inspired them in that very moment and they decided to get it. And I'm like, that's fine. That's just not the route that I was wanting to take. I did have a good buddy of mine that had a bunch of tattoos and like everything told a story, everything had a meaning. And I just thought that was so cool. So I wanted to see like how I could do that too. So as I got older, you know, I had the whole Rose idea, and then my niece was born and they named her after my grandma Rose, and they call her Rosalie. So I thought, okay, 2 roses, and here we go. It's starting to piece together. So then I look up different concepts of 2 roses. How can I do this without just adding a bunch of shading? How can I piece things together? I feel like I'm rambling here, not really getting into the tattoo, but I don't know how else to talk like that unless I'm explaining the whole backstory. So I turned 24, 25, 26, all the way to 30. I'm like, I haven't gotten the tattoo. Might as well just wait. And I'm glad at that point in time that I waited for as long as I did, because I was able to have experiences, people in my life going forward to create this design, something that I'm gonna place on my body for the rest of my life. So I wanted to be really special. So then a few years ago, I met my now wife. She went on her bachelorette party and they went to Florida, a bunch of her girlfriends, and they all got tattoos. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. Like she was the first one to get the tattoos. Like I kind of want one now. You see, especially your partner get a tattoo, you know, if you're in the market for one, you kind of want one as well. Got 2 tattoos together, one of which that I really wanted to get for the longest time. It was my other grandmother, my mom's mom. We called her Nana. She had written a letter to me before she passed away whenever I was in college. At a bad snowstorm, I think it was in 2009. She had written me a letter sending me $20 and just saying all the nice things that a grandmother says. So I lived on campus. That's where she sent the letter to. I was off campus because of the storm, and I didn't get it until I got back, which was weeks later, and she had already passed away. And my mom's like, I think she sent you a letter. She always said love you loads at the end of every email, every letter, everything that she ever wrote. She always put love you loads. And so I still have that letter to this day. My mom got it framed for me, ended that letter in her handwriting, love you loads. That's why I got tattooed on my forearm when my wife and I went and got our tattoos together. So that's really special to me. And then the 1210 that you see is for Romans 12:10, and we both have that on our arms as well. So that was a very special tattoo for her and I to get together. And I'm like, okay, I got these 2 pieces. What else can I do around it? The roses. And then that's where that kind of came into play. To explain more in depth of the half sleeve tattoo that I have in mind of what we're going to do, I have the 2 roses, which you see on my forearm. I didn't really want it on the underside of my forearm, more so on the top so you could actually see it and that I could see it. One rose is a representation of my grandmother Rose. The other rose is for my niece, Rosalie. And then on the inner part of my forearm is what's called a cosmos flower. I'll put a picture of the inspiration that I got. It's so hard to tell whenever you're finding pictures for a tattoo because some of the flowers might be fake or they may be real, and this is the one that we found, the one that we used, me and my artist. What the cosmos flower is, it represents the month of October, which is the month that Gabrielle and I got married. So I thought that was really cool. I wanted to piece that right next to the 1210 tattoo, which was a tattoo for us. And then this flower kind of encompasses it all together. To make sure that the tattoo flows, I asked my parents what their favorite flowers were. And my dad said a hyacinth. If you don't know what a hyacinth flower is, I'll put a picture of that right here. He said that was his favorite flower. It was also his mom's Rose's favorite flower. So I want to put that on top behind this rose, which was for my dad and his mom. So they're right next to each other. And then I asked my mom what her favorite flower was, and she said lilacs. If you know what lilacs look like, here's a photo of them. Luckily, a lot of the flowers look similar, or they can really flow together instead of having a hodgepodge of different. So I'm gonna get the lilacs around the Love You Loads tattoo, my mom's handwriting, so it'd be special having that around there as well. And then if I have some room, I'm gonna put some lilies on the backside here, which my wife's niece's name is Lily. I think it'll be pretty cool after you get that and all the shading done. Makes all these other flowers and individual pieces just pop. My tattoo artist, his name's Nick Marshall. I'll make sure to link his Instagram down below. Great artist, phenomenal person, coming from a small town in southern Indiana, and a lot of people told me I would have to go to New York and Nashville and all these different places, and I get it. There's a lot of really great artists out there. There's also a lot of bad ones, and I was just worried of spending so much money and not loving it because you really just don't know. And seeing this guy's work and then having the consultation, we had met with, I say we, my wife and I had met with a few other artists, and it just it wasn't there, you know, like the real vibe wasn't there. I didn't really get a connection with any of the others. When I first met him, my wife's like, he's great. You need to go with him. His work speaks for itself. Again, I'll make sure to link his Instagram account in the description down below. We're gonna get done in 2 sessions. This was the first session. His whole idea was to just get the main focal points out of the way, which was the 2 roses and then the cosmos flowers. And then in the second session, he can take the other flowers and just kind of piece it around it so it kind of looks like the flowers are behind the focal point. That's the idea behind it. As far as pain goes, it wasn't that bad at all. On the inside of the forearm a little bit, but the best I can describe it feels like a cat scratch. And he did say the arm is the easiest part as far as pain. It's not very painful. And I want to say this session took about 5 to 6 hours. I want to build a relationship with my tattoo artist. I want to have a good relationship with him to where I can keep going to him for multiple tattoos instead of seeing, you know, a bunch of people here and there. I kind of want, you know, my one idea, my sleeve, to flow with the same artist. And I feel like it wouldn't as much if you were jumping around to different artists, because everybody has their own technique. Everyone is an artist in their self. I don't know. This is just what I wanted to do. Again, I'll make sure to link his stuff down below. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If you got any questions, you can comment down below. Let me know what you think of this tattoo, what you think of the idea behind it, as well as if there's something that maybe you're wanting to get in the future, or things that you've been contemplating on getting for the longest time and you need just that extra push to follow through with it. Reach out to me. I'll try to help out the best I can. Any questions you have. As always, please make sure to love life, love God, love each other. God bless to everyone out there. I hope everyone has a good end to your weekend. We'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.